So, Overwatch 2 released a few weeks ago, and I've been playing pretty often since its release. I'm about 30 tiers into the Battle Pass, and have logged on regularly just to burn time or play with my friends. Despite it only being out for a little over a month, this game has had a roller coaster of reactions, criticisms, and bugs galore. Having played a good chunk since its release, I feel pretty confident in expressing my current thoughts on how it plays compared to the first title, what strengths and weaknesses it has, and how I think its future looks. But before we begin, I want to personally thank you all for such a positive response on the first episode of Game Bracket. That was a huge change to form to my usual style, and to see it have such a great kickoff only inspires me to make more episodes that only improve in quality the more I grow and develop. That video gave my channel the last push it needed to break 400 subscribers and gave me access to the community tab so I can post polls and updates for future videos. A new episode is in production, but I'm currently in the process of moving and setting up my new studio, so this little mini review will have to tide you all over for now. However, if you watch till the end, I will review the next episode's poll, and a day after this releases, it'll be up on my community tab so you guys can all vote. So stick around and subscribe so you can be notified when it's out. Okay, enough with the sappy rant. Let's look at the dumpster fire that is the launch of Overwatch 2. When it comes to Overwatch, I'm a pretty long-time fan. I picked up the game for Xbox around its second competitive season, eventually migrated to PC, and played it regularly till about Season 15. After that, I played it in on and off phases, basically when a new character came out or my friends wanted to play it again. It was because of this game that I was able to meet some of the online friends that I talked to on the daily, and got me into competitive shooters. Through all its shining and rocky moments, there was always a time where I had fun playing Overwatch, either with my friends or just wanting to play a quick game before my class started during my college days. When I saw that Overwatch 2 got announced, I was excited that the main focus was around PvE, while new characters and game modes also got added to the multiplayer, an instant pre-order in my case. I was also looking forward to the changes to multiplayer being reformatted from a 6v6 to 5v5, with the common team comp being 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support. And it was at this point I stopped keeping track of the game's updates. I had the game pre-ordered, and I just kept the mindset that it'll be out when it's out. And with it now being released, I'm gonna be real, I wish that was still the case. Let me explain. I'll start with the positives. As I'm sure you all know, this was an incredibly rough launch. For starters, I love all the new characters. Sojourn, Junker Queen, and Kiriko are all incredibly fun to play, look very stylish with their designs, and each bring something new to the table. Sojourn, in my opinion, has the most fun movement out of all the DPS with her power slide into super jump. Her railgun has a satisfying rate of fire and bullet travel, and the charge mechanic of building up energy the more shots you land to deliver a powerful rail shot is a great feature that rewards a player's accuracy. And the Disruptor is fun to trap enemies in the corner with or use as a quick escape option. Junker Queen, being my favorite of the new trio, really thrives off an aggressive playstyle, with her power screech giving you and everyone else around you a temporary boost of health and speed. Her knife Gracie can be thrown into other players, giving them a bleed debuff, and pulled them towards you, setting up for some gnarly shotgun combos. And finally, landing hits with her axe Carnage is incredibly satisfying with a heavy weighted swing and doing massive damage. Her ult Reckoning can be used to make anyone in your wake have bleed damage and can set up for an aggressive push for you and your team. Her gun took me a little while to learn, and I thought it was straight trash at first, but after some learning time, I found it to be decent enough. Finally, there's Kiriko, a support with an emphasis on mobility and accuracy. She's able to teleport to other players even if they are behind walls, making her return to the fray much quicker than most supports, and is able to wall climb, making trapping her in a corner that much more difficult, and allows her to reach vantage points that make it easier to sling her kunai and talismans. Speaking of her throwables, the kunai feels great to throw and rewards accuracy. It almost feels unfair landing a headshot that does triple damage, leading to some very early kills on DPS. Her talismans do decent enough healing, but in my opinion feel a bit clunky and slow at times. Then there's her bathwater bomb that makes teammates invincible for a short time and can negate enemy debuffs. To me, this move is stupid broken. But nevertheless, this is probably my new favorite support, and I can't wait to try her in competitive with my friends. Moving on from the new characters, I'm also a big fan of the new 5v5 gameplay with 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support. It led to a lot of the tanks being reworked to be more powerful in terms of health and damage output, making them more of a leading force for team pushes. It also got rid of the necessity of having a shield for every match, making characters like Junker Queen, Roadhog, and Hammond less of a guilty pick. However, it also made these tanks an absolute pain to kill. If an enemy team has decent enough healers, killing a tank can seem near impossible. I'm looking at you two, Zarya and Orisa. The character reworks, be they slight changes or a complete overhaul, are not perfect, but to me seem like they lead in the right direction for the game's future. I'm not going to name all of them, as that can be a separate video in its own, and there's a lot more Overwatch-focused content creators that can explain all the fine details better than I, but I am a big fan of Orissa's rework, especially the spear throw. Just pinning someone up against the wall feels good, and reminds me of the harpoon gun in Bioshock. I also like Zen's super kick, as sending enemies into the air as I sling my balls down. Okay, getting carried away. Yeah, I like it. And now we get to the nitty gritty. The scum. The crimes that Blizzard committed releasing this game in its current state. Oh boy, I'm about to go off. First off, I'm going to start with the biggest middle finger that Blizzard shoved in our faces when they released this game, and that was the lack of PvE on launch. When I pre-ordered this game, I left with the hope and ignorance that the first time I booted it up, I was going to spend the whole weekend playing the story mode with my friends, going into work the next Monday sleep deprived and barely functioning as a member of society. But no, I was only able to do that with the multiplayer, which released with its own bag of worms, but we'll get to that. Seriously, to find out there was no PvE after waiting literal years for this game to be released and learning that it's not only delayed, but will be released in phases was the biggest FU I ever received. Yes, I got the Founders Pack giving me the Battle Pass and some decent looking skins for Soldier and Cassidy, but my prediction is that isn't going to mean shit when the story mode releases, and I'm going to have to buy every phase they release separately or as another standalone group package for another $30 to $60 buy-in. Seriously, Blizzard, kiss my ass for hyping us all up with the main appeal of Overwatch 2 being a standalone PvE experience, with all players that chose not to buy it still having access to all new multiplayer content and changes with the no players left behind mindset, only to release the title with slight multiplayer changes and a mid-as-hell battle pass. My next complaint is switching the game to the free-to-play live service format. Making a free-to-play game isn't necessarily a crime in itself, but the way Blizzard molded Overwatch around it is pretty greedy. For starters, if you never bought the first game and are accessing Overwatch 2 for the first time without buying the Battle Pass, you have limited access to the characters and have to grind the game for hours to unlock the rest of the roster for free, with Kiriko, the newest character, being unlocked at level 55. I've been playing the game for the most part casually since its release, with my average playtime being 1 to 2 hours every other night on weekdays, and 3 to 4 hours on weekends when I'm not working on projects or spending time with friends and family. With the Battle Pass and XP bonuses you get with it, I'm currently in the mid-30 tiers. I understand that Overwatch 2 isn't the only free-to-play game where you have to unlock characters via purchasing or grinding. Let's just take Apex Legends for a quick comparison. The problem with Overwatch is that it wasn't designed around this concept. The reason Overwatch 1 released as a buy-in title, according to the game's creator Jeff Kaplan, was that he wanted every character to be available to players so they can adjust around team comps and counter picks without restriction. If you limit the number of characters new players have starting out, it denies them the opportunity to experiment, leading to more frustrating matches and boredom with their selection of heroes. Then there's the change from loot boxes to the Battle Pass. I wasn't a big fan of the loot boxes as it was quite literally gambling and getting the cosmetics you want was never really guaranteed, so knowing what you get with the Battle Pass and shop system is a step in the right direction, but my god, why is it so damn expensive? The average price for a legendary skin is $20, and that's after the Battle Pass buy-in, depending if you actually get it, or the Founders Pack, leading to potentially $40 to $60 for an in-game cosmetic. I know Overwatch isn't the inspiration for these outrageous skin prices, we can all thank Big Daddy Fortnite for that, but that's just way too much. When the pink skin for Mercy dropped, which was for charity for breast cancer research, it was priced at $15, and it was for a good cause. This is just my opinion, but the only decent skin you unlock in the Battle Pass is Mercy's. The others are okay, but nothing really impressed me that much. All the rest is just voice lines, emotes, and other knickknacks that I don't really care for. If you like the new stuff, that's great. It just didn't blow me away like their past works. The last thing is the bugs. I mean, what a sloppy release. We had incidents of visual glitches like the gameplay I have of the character select filter never going away, so I'm playing Overwatch as if I'm not wearing my glasses. Alright, well, maybe if I play a character with glasses, it'll fix my fucking screen. Nope, Winston still can't see either.
Needs to get a new prescription.
Winston needs to get a new prescription. Banana, be my eyes.
Alright. Do you want me to like spectate you and then like screen share?
Yeah, no, don't do that. Just try to spectate me and try to direct me. All right.
Okay.
Imagine.
Where are
No,
they?
not there. To your
Front
left.
towards enemy. Front towards enemy. Left.
Yeah.
Shit.
Up in the air.
Shit.
On the point. On the point.
Shit.
9 o'clock.
Hey,
9
this is-
o'clock. 9
this is
o'clock. 9
fucking
o'clock.
right in front of me.
Get him.
I know.
They're almost dead.
Well,
Yo, you
pull the
got
clock,
it. You
pull the
got it.
Get away, get away. Shit.
You're actual trash. You're garbage.
Oh my god. I'm trying to do the blind Orisa run.
Might want to work on your aim there.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Use
I'll
your
have-
spin. Use your spin
I'll-
attack.
I'll have to-
move faster.
Oh, is that thing?
Bro, I swear to God, if
Yeah.
you're squinting IRL, I would fucking die.
I am squinting. It's so hard to see.
How could you not?
I don't know. Even the fucking victory screen's blurry. Oh god. This sucks, man. Sombra glitching into the payload and walls to where she cannot be hit by enemy fire, to characters being removed entirely. Pour one out for all the Bastion mains out there. I decided not to play comp yet after seeing professional players winning all their placement matches only to be placed in bronze. This game was delayed for so long, released with half the content, restricts new players from the full experience, bugs that make the game unplayable, and characters not functioning enough to the point where they have to get pulled from the game. Blizzard executives, besides all the controversies you've been committing to your staff and business models, what the hell were you doing with Overwatch 2's development? To the devs who poured their heart and soul into this game and worked tirelessly to make Overwatch 2 an enjoyable experience to all us players, I hope you were doing well and thank you for your dedication. I really wish this title was still in the development phase so it would have been released with less bugs and all the content that was promised during its first announcement. Clearly something went wrong that affected Overwatch 2's development, and it led to them shoving the game out early so they could push hype and sales. But damn, what a shame. Despite the game's many flaws, I still end up playing it and look forward to playing it with my friends for most nights. And the reason for that is, Overwatch 1 was fun, so naturally Overwatch 2 would be fun as well. When the game works, it is enjoyable, and when all the problems get resolved, the game will be even more enjoyable. It's just having an insanely rough start. As I stated before, I love the new characters, hero reworks, and the 5v5 team battles. There's just so many problems that keep it from being the experience it was meant to be upon release. Do I plan to keep playing? Yes. But I recommend that if you are a new player, you should wait for all the bugs to get ironed out and the competitive ranking to be fixed before really diving in and purchasing any kind of cosmetic or battle pass. I'd say the best time to purchase anything would be early January. But until then, I hope this game gets fixed soon because I love Overwatch and wouldn't have the memories and friends I had now without it. So, here's to hoping to a brighter future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching all the way to the very end. And as promised, the next poll for the next episode of Game Bracket consists of these two options. Number one is roguelites, obviously a very long time favorite of mine. And the second is boomer shooters or retro shooters. So those are the two options you have for the next episode of Game Bracket. The poll will be posted exactly 24 hours from now, and I cannot wait to see what you guys vote for. It's gonna be interesting, and I can't wait to release episode 2 and just, you know, all that good stuff. It is 3 in the morning, and this is the end card segment. I have just finished editing this video, and this is the section where I just kind of talk with you guys, tell you what's up, and, you know, just ask how you're doing. I hope you're all doing well. Well, I move in a week, so all this week I'm going to be taking a break from all projects, which includes Crabcast, Game Bracket Episode 2, and anything else that I'm working on for Life of Ender. Crabcast does have another scheduled episode for next Friday, so content will be releasing regularly over there. By the way, Crabcast is my podcast if you guys are new. But yeah, it's been good. Moving is always a pain, but we're gonna get through it. We always do. I move every year. Oh man, I am very tired. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this and get some sleep. I hope you guys have fun with Overwatch 2, and I'll share your opinions of what you think of the game so far down in the comments. I'm interested to know what you guys think as well. And stay strong, and hopefully the game will be fixed soon, and that everything that they promised will be out. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.